Frodsham Sea Praise Pod magically transports writers to wonderful places they have written about.
With a mystery, legend, story or description, a poem, report or non-fiction.
Forbidden forests, kingdoms and castles.
Magical, mythical lands.
With all sorts of amazing ancient places of adventure.
Here's this week's episode of Praise Pod.
I'm going into the Praise Pod with my phone. My special place is somewhere in my house where my long, warm, cosy bed lays. I can hear the delicate, pretty birds cheeping along while I sing. In my special place, I can hug my soft, snuggly, cute teddies. In my special place, I can smell pretty, colourful, beautiful flowers. In my special place, I feel polite, safe, happy, warm and joyful. If you go to my special place, you will definitely hear me sing. It is one of my favourite things to do in my special place. In my special place is my bedroom. Hopefully you can go to my special place one day. I'm going into the praise spot with my story. Once upon a time there was a naughty boy. He was very naughty in school. He squished some soap in the bathroom and made a big mess. Joseph took him to see Mrs. Kirby. She wasn't very happy. I'm going into the praise pod with my recount. Today I climbed up the mighty old craggy rock and I had to be brave. I was a bit petrified of doing it. I tiptoed up to his nose. He opened his large mouth and his eyes. The lion puffed his mane out. His loud right down. Then he squeaked. He nearly ate me. I think he was terrified of me.
I'm going into the praise pod with my dragon story. Dragons are naughty because they sing lily pads, they chase butterflies and they sit on telephone wires. They are cheeky dragons because they be mean to wildlife. Dragons are gross and messy. They are dirty creatures and lazy. They like to chase lots of animals. They fly quickly and silently through the sky. They have green, scaly bodies. They are smelly, wet creatures.
I'm going into the praise pod with my story. All of the craziness happened on 24th of August 79 AD. It started like any other day. At 8 a.m, Mount Vesuvius emitted. It was chaos,
but then we found ourselves in a Greek cargo ship. We watched our city being destroyed whilst we huddled up in some musky rugs that were on the boat. I could smell the oak coming from the wood on the boat. We sat there watching our city being destroyed until we found ourselves sleeping in the boat. Now I feel sorrowful for these past years I have felt guilty. I really should have warned my father when we felt the tremors.
I'm going into the praise pod with my myth. Whoosh! It darted towards the village. Sapphire saw it. It was fast. It was green. It was cursed. It was the earth spirit. Ah! Ow! Eek! Shouts of pain flew through the air. I must help! Shrieked the valiant adventurer, and she scampered off. When she arrived back at her village, she saw a terrible sight. Everyone was being held hostage in fine prisons that were created by the cursed earth spirit. Sapphire's friend named Flora, who was much older than her, said, "You must venture across the seas and get Thor, god of thunder, to save us. It's the only way." "I don't want to, but I must," agreed the now not so valiant young girl.
I'm going into the praise pub with my story. "What are you doing here?" the giant yelled at the sight of the happy children. There was a nervous silence as the children, terrified, turned around. "Get out of my garden. This is my garden. Anyone could understand that," he boomed furiously. A huge rage rippled over him, and he shivered with anger. So with that, the children fled for their lives, every one of them holding their breath desperately. The children slumped down solemnly on the cold, damp pavement. "How happy we were there," cried Sarah, trying to comfort the little ones, who were now sobbing mournfully. "It isn't fair," they all cried. "We'll never find a spot to play as good as that garden." "It will be okay, I'm sure we shall find a new playing spot as good as the old one, or maybe even better," Sarah replied, trying hard to pull herself together as well as cheering up the others. So there they sat, grim looks spread across each of their faces. Back in the grand garden, things were not going too well either. The once blossoming beautiful garden was now a deserted, glistening white wonderland. The soft green grass had now sheltered under the heavy sheets of snow, and the giant felt utterly bewildered.
You could be whisked away to wherever you write about today. To be transported somewhere exciting, try your very best with your writing.
I'm going into the praise pub with my story.
Great, thank you.
I'm going to, I forgot, with my story.
Brilliant.